Now see here, as you can see, the neural groove is there. Sorry, these are the neural folds. These are the somite. Okay, this is a transverse section of a somite. Okay, and this somite has acquired a donut-like shape and is arranged around the neural tube and notochord. This is intermediate mesoderm, and beyond that is lateral plate mesoderm, divided in splanchnic and parietal layer, separated through intraembryonic cavity. Now, as you can see, what happens in the beginning of 4th week, the cells in the ventral and medial layer, like you can see here. Okay, this whole layer, okay, ventral and medial layer, this undergoes, this becomes mesenchymal. It loses its epithelial characteristics and becomes like this. Like this is the dorsal part. Okay, it is intact, but the ventral and medial part, it has become mesenchymal again. Okay, and they arrange themselves around the neural tube and neural notochord completely, and this gives rise to sclerotome, this mesenchymal part which has lost its epithelial characteristics. Now this sclerotome, it forms further vertebrae and ribs. Okay. Okay, second thing you should know that apart from this, in same image, apart from this, there are dorsomedial muscle precursor cells and ventrolateral muscle precursor cells. Okay, and these cells, they start they also start migrating beneath this beneath the dermatome. This part which has left, this will be called as the dermatome, and these surrounding part, the ventrolateral and dorsomedial part, these are the muscle precursor cells which will migrate beneath the dermatome, okay, and will become mesenchymal, and they will be called as dermamyotome. Okay, like this is dermatome, this is the dermamyotome. Okay, or we can say it is myotome. Okay, but it is called dermamyotome because it gives rise to some other structures also apart from the muscles. And this is sclerotome, we know. Okay, and finally what happens is this this dermatome, some cells from the dermatome, they become mesenchymal now. Like this dermatome, it also starts becoming mesenchymal. Okay, like this, and later on forms the dermis of the skin of back. Now somite has 3 parts: sclerotome, myotome, dermatome. Okay, so we can say that the sclerotome forms 3 structures: dermatome, myotome, and sclerotome. One more thing is that the cells from the ventrolateral edge, from here, okay, they start migrating to parietal mesoderm also. Okay, and along with that, like ventrolateral cells have started migrating here, and along with this parietal layer of lateral plate mesoderm, it gives rise to most of the musculature of the body wall, especially external oblique muscle, internal oblique, and transversus abdominis are formed from the ventrolateral cells. Okay, and parietal layer of lateral plate mesoderm. Okay, and these cells from the dermamyotome, okay, this dermamyotome, it forms, again as I have told, that this dermatome and myotome, it forms the, basically these are together, so you can say this dermamyotome, it forms the dermis of skin of back and the muscles of back and body wall. Okay, especially intercostal muscles. Got it? I am repeating, the cells which were here on the ventrolateral part, along with the parietal layer of lateral plate mesoderm, they gave rise to most of the musculature of body wall, like external oblique, internal oblique, transversus abdominis, okay, and most of the limb muscles. And the remaining, this dermamyotome, it forms the dermis of skin of back, intercostal muscles, and many other muscles of back and body wall also. Basically these are overlapping. We will study later that which muscle differentiates, which muscle originates exactly from which part. Okay, but till now you should know that dermamyotome is forming the intercostal muscles and some limb muscles also. And also you should know that each myotome and dermatome, it retains its innervation from its segment of origin. You know what is a dermatome? What is a dermatome and what is a myotome? Regardless of where it is migrating, okay, they they retain their innervation from its segment of origin. Okay, so on the whole we can say that each somite forms three structures, that is sclerotome, dermatome and myotome, out of which this sclerotome, it forms the tendon, cartilage, bone, etc., example of vertebrae, ribs. And this dermatome, it forms the dermis of the skin of back, and myotome forms the muscle component. Now how these somites, they are regulated by the genes? First of all, this is you would have thought that this is difficult. This is not difficult. This is surface ectoderm. This is neural tube. Below that there is notochord. This is dorsal aorta primordium. Now see, we had read that at the floor of the dorsal part of neural tube, along with that from the notochord, two genes arise, SHH, that is sonic hedgehog gene, and Noggin gene. Okay, these two genes, they induce the ventromedial part, okay, the ventromedial part of somite to become sclerotome. Means somatic hedgehog gene and Noggin gene, they are responsible for the formation of sclerotome, and then this sclerotome cells, they secrete PAX1. Okay, this PAX1, it is responsible for cartilage and bone formation, example for vertebra and ribs. Okay, and also you can see in the upper part of dorsal neural tube, there is WNT protein. Okay, this WNT protein, it forms this, it increases the NT3. Sorry, 1 minute. WNT protein, it upregulates further PAX3. Okay, this PAX3 leads to formation of dermamyotome. PAX1 is responsible for PAX1 is from sclerotome. PAX3 is in your dermamyotome. Okay, and also the dorsal part of neural tube, it forms neurotrophin 3, which again stimulates the same thing, the dermamyotome formation. Also from the lateral plate mesoderm, bone morphogenetic protein 4 is secreted. Okay, and from here WNT protein. So you can say activation of WNT protein and inhibition of BMP4, it leads to MYOD gene up regulation. Okay, and which further leads to muscle precursors. You can remember it as MYOD, MyoF. Myo means muscle. Okay, and this PAX3 in between, it is responsible for like dermatome formation. Okay, which gives rise to dermis of the skin of back, and MYF5 and MyoD are for muscle cells. Okay, and after that, this was about the gene regulation of somite differentiation. After that, you should know that this intermediate mesoderm, like this was the neural tube, Okay, this was the neural tube. This is paraxial mesoderm. This is intermediate mesoderm, and this is lateral plate mesoderm. This is parietal layer. This is splanchnic layer. Now I'm talking about intermediate mesoderm. We will read it about read about intermediate mesoderm further also, but at this step again you should know that it lies between paraxial and lateral plate mesoderm and forms urogenital structures. In the cervical and upper thoracic region, it is segmented and called as and forms future nephrotomes, whereas caudally it remains unsegmented and is called as nephrogenic cord. And both of these structures, they together form the urogenital structures, about which we will study in the embryology of urogenital system. Okay, now after this you should know about these were paraxial and intermediate mesoderm. Paraxial mesoderm say we read about somites. Now intermediate mesoderm we have read. Now comes lateral plate mesoderm. This lateral plate mesoderm has two layers or parts: parietal, that is somatic, and visceral, which are separated by intraembryonic cavity. Okay, now see, we had read this on day 20. This is surface ectoderm, this is neural tube, this is mesoderm, paraxial mesoderm, etc. Because right now I'm not discussing about somites and all. You should just remember this is mesoderm, 3 parts. Okay, and lateral plate mesoderm, you should know that lateral plate mesoderm is going above, forming parietal mesoderm, and below, forming visceral mesoderm. Okay, now what happens on day 21st? I had told now that it keeps on folding like this. So it has folded more and more. Again, this is surface ectoderm, and it is coming down. Okay, it is just like a balloon, you can say, and it is folding like this. This is notochord. This is intermediate mesoderm, which is started forming the which will form further urogenital system through the mesonephros. Okay, and at this step I have folded it like this. So what will happen? The center part, this part, it will constrict here. Okay, and this part will become like this. You can see, you can understand this yourself. Okay, now see, here is the pink part, it is ectoderm, and the part which is going, supposingly if I will fold it like this, what will happen? This part will get more adhered here, so this part is getting more adhered here. So this parietal layer of mesoderm along with overlying ectoderm on both sides, it forms the lateral body wall folds. Okay, and in inner part we know this is endoderm, so it will become like this. So this is the endoderm of yolk sac, and around that there is visceral layer of lateral plate mesoderm. Okay, now more and more folding occurs, that finally it becomes like this, like it has folded more and more. Okay, so finally this kind of structure we obtained. You can compare it with upper one. So again, this whole thing, this is amniotic cavity surrounded by the parietal layer of mesoderm. Okay, this is the ectoderm, this is neural tube, notochord. Okay, this is dorsal aorta now, dorsal aorta primordium, you can say. Okay, and this thing, it has become like this. Okay, these are the lateral body folds. Okay, or you can say simply parietal mesoderm, and the cavity in between, this is the endoderm of yolk sac. It has got constricted here like this. Okay, as you can see, so it will form the gut wall. This is the visceral mesoderm. Okay, inside there is endoderm. It will later on forms the gut wall. So this thing should be clear to you. So finally we can say that lateral plate has two layers, parietal and visceral. Parietal mesoderm along with overlying ectoderm, it forms the lateral body wall folds, and this parietal layer, it forms the dermis of skin of body wall and limbs also. Okay, and sternum is formed from the parietal layer of lateral plate mesoderm. Okay, along with that, some of the bones and connective tissue of limbs are formed by the parietal layer. Costal cartilages, limb muscles, and most of the body wall musculature, these all are formed from the parietal layer of lateral plate mesoderm. Okay, and rest of the details about it we will study in the axial skeleton, in the embryology of axial skeleton. Also, you should know, I have already told that parietal layer forms the mesothelial membrane, okay, which line the body cavities like pleural cavity, pericardial cavity, peritoneal cavity, etc. And this visceral mesoderm, it forms the embryonic, it forms the wall of the gut tube along with this embryonic endoderm, and also it forms thin serous membrane around each organ. That's why we say there are two layers. So inner layer is visceral splanchnic layer and other one is parietal layer.